What does it take to start a business and keep focus in your life? I'm Noelle Randall, real estate millionaire, entrepreneur, mentor, speaker, author, and so much more. And in today's interview style episode, we are meeting with Kim Flynn of 𝗏𝗏𝗡. Kim is going to tell us an amazing story and give us some amazing information on how she went from having a $10 million business to starting a brand new business because her business failed due to the pandemic. This is an amazing story she's going to share with us and share with us how she's able to raise money, start again, and have a successful life and business. That's what we're going to be talking about in this episode. Let's go.
Noelle. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, or you need to do it better, well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
Okay, I am so excited to be here with you, Miss Kim Flynn. You have an amazing story. You're an amazing entrepreneur, and we are going to share some great secrets of starting over and starting a new business. So tell everyone, Kim, where you are right now with your business. Obviously, you have some amazing things to share about COVID and what happened and where you are now with your business. So we're just going to get right to it. Go ahead and start sharing where you are with your business and some tips that you have.
So right now we are launching our new business. It's called 𝗏𝗏𝗡. We're launching it actually 1 year to the day, Noelle, of the day I shut down my $10 million business. So it's pretty exciting. And also I haven't been in this position for 10 years. Like I grew my other business for 10 years. I am starting over like brand spanking new with nothing to my name at age 45. And I'm like, oh, shit, I don't know if I can say that or not, but oh shit, this is where we started. Like, this is
you can
how
say it because that's
it
the
is.
feeling. I get it. So talk us through it because this is amazing. So you're saying something so powerful. Okay, so let's talk about this. So share with everyone why you shut the business down and kind of where you are, because this is really powerful and you got some great information.
So we had a company that trained business owners how to systematize their businesses, right? So we were like the business experts, and it's kind of a big reality check when the business experts shut their business down, right? Oh man, that was so brutal, such a blow. It was an event-based business. We had 3 event centers, Houston, Phoenix, Salt Lake City. We had to shut everything down because we had no revenue for 5 months in 2020. And that's something you just can't prepare for. It's so hard to not beat yourself up and not think, what could I have done? What should I have done? What could I have done years ago to prepare me for this? And sometimes life is just going to kick you in the ass and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Looking back, I beat myself up for the first 6 months after this business closed. We closed in July 2020. And I racked my brain for what I could have done. And sometimes business is just going to close. So there it is.
So now, because we all have that. Like I said, this is why I love it. And I wanted you to share this because this is real, this is raw, and it's good. So we have an event-based business because, of course, I had events and there was a lot of shifting that I had to do in 2020 as well. So now the new business, okay, I have this event-based business. I need people to physically come and be in a room together, hundreds of people. That's not a great business during a pandemic. I get it. So now let's talk about the pivot. What did you do to pivot and where are you now? And let's get to that.
So what I did is when the business closed, I not only lost my paycheck and my job, I lost everything I had invested in the business. I lost my future. That's the hard thing. Like you imagine what your future is going to look like and your future changes, that's a big grief process. I lost my support system. We had a big team. I lost everything. And so for the first time in my life, Noelle, I'm not a depressive person. I'm usually anxious. I don't have much of depression. I was completely depressed. I was on the couch, could not get off the couch for 6 weeks. And I just allowed myself to mourn. And the hardest thing about that, and this is where we get to the heart of the entrepreneur, right? The hardest thing about that time was my engine just stopped. My entrepreneurial engine just quit. And I've never experienced that before. I'm a really driven, kind of intense person. And to have your engine just stop midstream is shocking. So it's like your whole world can stop, but your internal engine, when that stops, it's really shocking. So I sat on the couch for 6 weeks and just thought, how am I going to get my drive back? What am I going to do? I am not a corporate 9 to 5 person. I would probably be fired in the first 2 weeks of trying to work for someone else. Like, that's not what I do. I can't do that. Like, what am I going to do for the rest of my life, if I don't have this internal engine? And as I mentioned before, our company used to teach systems, business systems. And so I sat on the couch for those 6 weeks, and I realized, as many of us did during, quarantine, COVID lockdown, I realized how disconnected I was from my life. I had a nanny and a housekeeper, and I hadn't, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I hadn't done dishes in like 5 years. Noelle, that is not connected to your life,
I don't do my dishes either.
I know. It sounds ideal. It's not. I was disconnected
not.
with my body. I
Yeah.
was disconnected with my health. I didn't cook at all. I didn't take care of my house. Like, I was just disconnected. And so during that time of sitting there in mourning, I finally connected to my life, like my personal
Yeah.
life, I've got 4 kids, spending tons of time with them, spending tons of time with my dear husband, as many of us did during COVID times. We got reacquainted with ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And so I sat there getting reacquainted with my life, looked around my house, and thought, of course, we didn't have a nanny and housekeeper anymore. Those were long gone. And I was like, my house is a mess. It's so unorganized. We eat macaroni and cheese and like freezer pizza every night. This has got to change. And so I just took all the systems that I had learned and applied in my business and applied them to my house. I created all these organizational products, starting with a meal planning system for my house, created it, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is a great product. What if this is my next business? And that's where we launched. Crazy.
Okay.
Stuff. Crazy.
Whoa, this is an amazing point that Kim Flynn made, and one that really resonates with me. Sometimes after losing something, after losing a business or having a failure, you do need to take a little bit of time to rethink about what you're going to do next. So many times we will feel like we are failures and stay in that for way too long. Kim took a minute. She laid out on the couch for 6 weeks and really mourned the death of her business in a sense. And then she was able to come out of that a much better entrepreneur, an entrepreneur that was more clear about what it is that she wanted in her business, more clear about what her next business venture would be, and more clear about some of the good things from the old business that she was going to take to her new business, and some of the bad things from that old business she was never going to do again. So sometimes you can lose something or have a failure in your business, or even a business that you have completely fails, and it is a really good thing. You can turn it around. Kim is going to share with us how she's turned this around and what her new thing is in this episode. So let's get back to it. I love it. So keep going, because I feel like this is the pivot. So thank you for sharing with that. I know it's hard to sometimes share those vulnerabilities, but I appreciate that, because you're touching so many people, especially me. So let's talk about like building this business that has the life balance, that has some balance to it, because that's what we got to do. And that's where you've really had a breakthrough. So share that with us. Keep going.
I think COVID has permanently changed me, permanently changed most Americans, probably most people across the world. Like, I think it's permanently changed us. And the big change for me is I will no longer, and the thing is for me, it's the structure. I will no longer live by that intense structure that I used to live. I don't think it's good for our health, our mental health. And so I used to be at the office 9 a.m. and work till between 5 and 7 every single day. And then on event days, which were every single week, I would stay late on Wednesday night and stay late on Friday night every single week. That is not conducive to connection with your life, right? And so now we have an office still. I go in whenever I feel like it. So I usually go to the gym in the morning. I've never gone to the gym in my life. I've been going to the gym.
You look awesome.
For a year. I know. Can I just show you really quickly? Can you see? I've got a little bit of guns here.
Yes, I can see. We love it. Yes.
So I'm going to the gym. I'm cooking like 5 or 6 days a week. Well, my family cooks with me, so it's not all me. And I saunter into the office whenever I feel like it, and work till usually around 5. And I tell my we have like 3 or 4 people on our team right now, and I tell my employees, do you know what? We're not being that rigid company that I used to be. We have a
Yeah.
weekly all hands team meeting, and I tell everyone, okay, it's Mondays, anytime between 12 and 12:30 we'll get started. Who is this? I don't recognize this.
But you're getting to do it differently. That's so funny. I think the breakthrough, if you really have to summarize it, was you had this successful thing that was multi-million dollars, but it wasn't what you exactly wanted. And losing it allowed you to create the thing that you did want.
Yeah, it does. And you don't realize it in the middle of building it. It makes me, that you saying that makes me choke up, Noelle. I'm like, yes, that is what I want.
Yeah.
So when I started this new business, um, you have to keep in mind that my whole world just crashed. It's the hardest year I've ever been through in my life. And I was trying to create in that space of grief. And
Yeah.
my therapist gave me a terrible example. And I even hesitate to, you can cut this out if you need to.
Let's
This
see.
is
Let
what
me
my
hear
therapist
it.
said. My therapist said, it's like, she's like, I read this story once about, and I don't know if it's true or not, or just like a myth, but of this family who had a young child, and the young child was very, very ill, and they needed a donor for the child, and the only way to get one is to get pregnant and produce pretty much like a parts baby. Terrible.
Wow.
I
Okay.
know, but the new child could be a donor for the first child. And what happened is while the couple was pregnant with baby number 2, their first child died. And that's
Mm.
that's the example my therapist gave me for what it's like to have what you really want crash and burn to the ground, and then you have something new to take its place, and you're kind of on board with it, but you're still in heavy, heavy grief for what was.
Kim, can I tell you, I love the point of that, but you're right. That is an awful story.
What
I
was my
do love the
therapist thinking?
lesson. I know. I love the lesson, though. I mean, goodness, that's why they're therapists and we're not. And I tell people I'm not a life coach like you. I'm going to be like, just get back in there. That's all I got for you. So, but that was a great, no, that is amazing. Like, seriously, the lesson in that truly, I get. It's funny. It's a weird story, but it has a very powerful lesson. Like, you're losing, you started creating something for this one purpose, and then now it's gone, but you have this amazing new thing that you get to concentrate on. So tell us about the amazing new business that you have that's been created out of this.
Yeah, so the amazing new business I have is a product-based business. I've never done I've kind of done a product-based business before. I've done many, many businesses. They're mostly service-based businesses. And one of the big things I used to teach was to women business owners specifically as to what was holding us back, why women business owners were not performing to the level that male business owners perform to. And it's just true. Like, look at the stats.
Very
Women
true.
hire less, women
So
produce
sad.
less.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And so one of the big things that I learned in my research was women are less likely to go into product-based businesses because it requires startup capital. And that's what women are afraid to do. We're a little bit more afraid. And I'm not saying men aren't afraid as well. They also are afraid.
We are very risk averse, just as a generalization. It's funny. I've coached lots of women. Women just risk averse. I don't know if it's the mothering in us or, that we have to protect our thing, but you're right. So risk averse. So yeah, keep going.
So I wanted to do a product-based business. So when you have a chance of like your whole life is wiped clean and you get a chance to start over, you really get to say, how do I want to build it correctly? What do I want to build it around? What are the foundational principles that I want to build it around? And one thing that I decided was the work-life balance. That's absolutely a priority for me. And it's a priority for me, for my employees, for my team as well. I have just several full-time employees, and they always ask me, am I okay to take this much vacation time? And we don't give PTO. But I just say, you take as much vacation as you want to. Like, I'm taking vacation, you take vacation. We're not going to limit ourselves to 2 weeks paid time off. Like, that's ridiculous.
It is. It really
We're
is.
alive, right? So that's one of the things, is work-life balance was so important to me. The other thing is I wanted a product-based business because I wanted to scale and I wanted to build it smart and not make mistakes I've made in the past. And a service-based business is harder to scale. We used to have 3 event centers, and I was so reliant on talent to run all 3 events all at the same time every single week. And it would be so much easier to be able to produce a product instead of trying to produce talent on that consistent scalability, if that makes sense. So that was number two. The third thing is probably the biggest one for me, and that is, in my previous company, I so frequently made decisions that were what is best for the company, and I put me on the bottom of the list. I said, it doesn't matter what's good for me. I'm willing to sacrifice myself what is good for the company. And frequently, I always also would say, what is best for the bottom line? Like, that's what everything is about. Bottom line, bottom line, bottom line. And I don't want to discourage that, because I think most business owners are not bottom line oriented enough. But for those of us that are, Noelle, I'm looking at you. For those of us that are,
you know I am.
we know how difficult it can be to say yes to something that we should say no to. And so on this business, I am really sticking to my guns and saying, I don't care if it pays more. I don't care if it brings in the money faster or if it scales me faster. I am sticking to my guns of what I want to do. And one thing I want to do is I want to produce a product that is good for people. End of story. Good for people. So it's hard to put out a dieting product, because so much of women's culture is you must diet.
I know. It's funny. I used to kind of do there, and I don't even go there anymore, because it doesn't matter what you weigh. It doesn't matter what your freaking size, dress size. Yeah, I'm with you. Keep going, sister.
So with you. I'm so with you on that. And so I went to these investors and I said, I have an anti-diet product. I have a product that will change the way you want to eat. It'll build your habits. I have that product. It's a year-long program. It's not 30 days to lose 30 pounds. This has nothing to do with that. It's training your body to want health. And the investors said, no, we want a diet product. We want 30 days with a before and after. We want the instant results, because that's how you can sell this quickly. And I said, no, I am not making money just for the sake of making money. I want to do good on this planet.
I love it. Kim, so let me, I hate to interrupt you, but you are saying like the most powerful thing ever. And I'm just like, you can't see me. I was like, wish I could just like grab you and hug you. But like, yes, because I also, one of the things that the message that I feel like you're saying more than anything is, you get to create it. So why would you create something you hate? Why would you do something that doesn't make an impact? Why would you be creating a business that's yours, that's not you and what you want? So what you're saying is so powerful, because I don't think people think that they can make these rules for themselves and have these standards for themselves and still make a lot of money, and they can. And, you know, although I haven't adopted all of what you're saying, I'm working on that, because it's true. I want my team to move to a 4-day work week instead of a 5-day work week and things like that. So building a company and a business that we love is so important. So, oh my gosh, I just had to stop you and be like, yes, yes, yes.
Thank you. Sisters right here. I love everything you're saying. I love it. In my previous business, I kind of made all decisions based on, like I was saying, the financial.
The bottom line. Yeah, exactly. And, right. I've done the same thing in the past, and it doesn't create the thing that you want. You have to start getting away from that and getting to what it is that's in your heart,
So I could have gotten millions in funding. I could have gotten $2 million in funding from an investor. And I chose to say, no, I'm going to build this slowly on my terms. And we're going to get scrappy and we're going to scrape together everything we can, because I want this on my terms. I've already built the big, right?
Yeah.
I've already had the big business. I know what that's like. And I know it's just a matter of putting like business principles that you teach, Noelle. You teach like the nuts and bolts. It's putting those nuts and bolts business principles into play. And if you can build it on principles that you stand for or principles you don't stand for, you might as well choose the principles you stand for, right?
True,
and be willing to play a slower game.
Exactly. You're nailing it. You just like nailed it, Kim. So tell us about this product, because now I'm super interested. Tell us about your new product.
So the first product is our flagship product. It's called Eat Well. And it
perfectly named. I love that. Eat Well.
So it's called Eat Well, and again, the company name is 𝗏𝗏𝗏. And it starts with a menu board. So you get this beautiful box. I've never done design either. It's so much fun. Oh my goodness. We've worked with the whole design team, and it's so fun to produce something physical in your hands that looks beautiful. So it's a menu board. You hang it on your fridge. It has the days of the week on it. Great inspirational quotes on it about quit freaking dieting. So and
Right.
actually eat healthy, right? And then you
Right.
get recipes every month in the mail, and the recipes slowly get you healthier and healthier.
I
You
love it.
don't start with chicken and lentils because that is a diet. That's not what your body is used to. If you're anything like
Right.
me, you start with restaurant food, you start with
Yep.
freezer fare, like you
Yep.
start with the rich lasagnas and
Mm-hmm.
burritos, and you start
Mm-hmm.
with the good stuff, and you slowly is the key to sustainable. You slowly, week by week, gradually get healthier and healthier and healthier. And what happens is your body starts to change its preferences. And that's when we
Mm.
move from dieting into sustainable, healthy for the rest of your life. You never have to weigh yourself. You don't have to force yourself to say no to the potato chips. You actually don't want the potato chips. And that
Right.
has to happen slowly. So it's a habit stacking program, recipes that come in the mail every month, with shopping lists. So it's all done for you. Your meal planning is all done for you. You just start cooking real foods from home, and then
Love
habits
it.
every single day. And that's the magic, the habits. You have to build those habits of slowly transforming your lifestyle so that you are that healthy person.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. So give us the website. Where can we find this? When is it launching? What do you, oh my gosh. I'm like, yes, I need that now.
It launches July 20th, 2021, so a year to the date of the collapse of
Oh,
my last business, and
I
they get to
love it. That's power. Hell of a story, Kim. It's going to be a hell of a story.
and it's @car.com/eat well, and that's our first product, and then we'll launch the exercise one and the housekeeping one and all the rest of them as well.
Oh my gosh. Keep us posted. I'm going to definitely bring you back on because you're just saying, one, I love the story. Like I said, this is more so, and of course, we're teaching about having a business that has some balance to it, that has a life balance, because I think, as entrepreneurs, we sometimes lose that balance. But if we can create the opportunity, if the opportunity creates itself to create a business where we can have balance, that's what we should be doing. So, oh my gosh, thank you, Kim, for sharing all of that.
Thank you. Thanks, Noelle.
So where can people reach you?
Find me Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever. It's just Kim Flynn. You can find me wherever. You can Google card salad for any of those places too. And our company is still small enough that if you reach out to Card Salad, it'll probably be me on the other end. So
Well, one of the things that we're going to do is help you promote your business. So, that may not be true by the time this is released. So we'll see. Well, again, thank you so much, Kim. This has been an absolutely amazing conversation. Any parting words or best advice before you go?
I think the main point of what I wanted to get across is, you're an entrepreneur when you are willing to take the risks, when you're willing just to step out, not know if you're going to fail, not know if you're going to be terrible at it or great at it, and you step out anyway. And the really beautiful thing about having a catastrophic failure like I just had is you think, oh, that's the worst that could happen? Bring it. Bring
Bring
it.
it. Exactly. You bounced back so well from all of that. I mean, we'd be here all day, but you shared so much amazing things. Even the vulnerability of laying on the couch for 6 weeks and mourning the death of that business. That's a real thing. I think we've all been there. So I just, again, appreciate you so much. Love you for sharing your story. Can't wait to see you again.
Thank you, Noelle. Thank you so much.
So that was an amazing interview, and I have a special gift where I'm going to train you absolutely free. Go to noellsfreetraining.com. That's Noelle, Noelle with an S, noellsfreetraining.com. Like I said, I was an unsuccessful entrepreneur and I had to grow to success. And in this training, I teach you my exact formula to starting with no money and bad credit and investing in real estate and making good money. Similar to some of the trainings that I have been to and some of the trainings that Kim was sharing that she's been through. This training is especially for you if you want to start from scratch and build a really great business and something that you may be interested in. And again, it's absolutely free. Go to noellsfreetraining.com. I just want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle, to your success.